Today's video is about what we call abortion. I am going to try to explain what it is, how we use language to disconnect the people from the reality of what they just did and allow them to sleep at night, and what God says about it. Abortion is basically killing of children. Now, a lot of people will say, they're not alive, it's not killing. They are alive. By its very nature, life wants to continue to exist. If you leave it alone, it will continue to develop and grow and exist until such time where its death was written, whether from old age or from whatever else. If you intervene in that process, consciously intervene in that process to stop it, you have killed. And if you do that for a human being, you have killed a human being. And in case of what we call abortion, you intervene to stop the life of a child, your own child. So you are killing your own child. You are stopping the life, the very nature of life. Once you stop the very nature of life, which is to continue to grow and live and exist, you intervened to stop it from that, you have killed it. It doesn't matter if it's inside of the uterus or if it's outside. It does not matter. So abortion is 100% stopping of a life, which we use a word killing for. So you are a killer if you go through with this. It is unfortunate, and nobody wants to hear that. And people are offended when they hear this, because psychologically, nobody wants to hear that they are a killer of their own children. They need to have this cognitive dissonance. They need that in order to live a productive life, in order to live a normal life, in order to sleep at night. So whenever this is said, I am not surprised that it upsets a lot of people. But it needs to be said, it is in fact killing, and these mothers that go through with this, they are in fact killers, and so are the doctors that provide this service. This is why the word abortion was created, to create this disconnect between reality and desire, basically. These mothers, I understand that they are scared. They feel, that they can't take care of these babies. They feel that they're going to lose their life. Some of them have been raped. Whatever the reason may be, they decide to have this procedure. They are killers. Now, the word abortion was created for this reason. So when you say abortion, it's a lot different. When you say I want to go get an abortion, it is a lot different perception than if you would say I want to go kill this unborn child. It creates a different psychology immediately. It creates a different idea of what's being done. Abortion erases this fact. It removes you a step away from the fact of what you are doing. I believe, it is my personal belief, that many women, if they would go to a clinic and say, I want to kill my unborn child, that they would think twice before they did it. So it is language that allows them to go through with this, even though it is a bad idea, even though this makes them a killer of their own children. Now, some women, if they were raped or something, they may be able to sleep at night just fine when they go through this and say, I want to kill this child. This man raped me and I want to kill this child. And I can't protect unborn children from their own mothers. You really can't. And nobody will ever be able to do that. So I think women should choose. They have the right to choose. Especially in the cases when there is rape. Now, in cases where there isn't rape, the father should get to choose too, because that's his child too. And whoever does not want the child killed should take care of the child and get the child and whatever. But that's a whole different story. My point here is that abortion is killing, and using that language creates a disconnect between killing, the act of killing, and reality. So, whatever the case may be, whenever you go through abortion, whatever your reason may be, you are a killer. And that's just the reality of life. And not only that, you are a killer of your own child. That's sad. I understand that. And I don't understand, I don't know the pressures that whoever did this goes through. I'm not going to pretend that I do. But for what crime was that child killed? Their crime or your crime? You could have not done what you did to have that child unless you were raped. In that case, is the child guilty for the rape of the father? That the father raped the mother? Is the child guilty? And I'm not saying that, you know, if a woman decides to kill that child, that I'm going to, you know, be whatever. I mean, I'm still going to be sad that a child is killed. But I am fully aware that that particular woman may be able to sleep at night. But if you are killing your child because you made mistakes and you slept with people you shouldn't have slept with, and you had sex outside of marriage and whatever, and you are killing your children for your mistakes or the mistakes of the father, then you are the most despicable of killers. And that's just a fact of life. And you need to be aware of that, because there is a whole industry out there trying to encourage you to do this. A whole industry. And that's why they created this language, so you can feel okay when you kill your child. That's why the word abortion exists. That's why they try to convince you that it's not alive. Get an ultrasound before you do it. You will see the baby yawn, and you will see the baby's heart beat and all that. It is alive. It's very tiny, but it is alive. In any case, God says in the Quran, "Foolish indeed are those who kill their children without knowledge." Foolish indeed are those who kill their children without knowledge. And this is in chapter 6, verse 140. And when God defines the straight path, and when God describes wisdom in the Quran, so when God describes straight path in chapter 6, verses 151 to 153, he says, "And do not kill your children out of fear of poverty. We provide for you and for them." And in chapter 17, when God describes wisdom, God says, "And do not kill your children," again, "out of fear of poverty. We give them sustenance and yourselves. Surely to kill them is a great wrong." If you are a Muslim, I can't stop people from doing this, but if you are a Muslim, you cannot listen to these people who say that abortion is not killing. You can't. It is killing. It is the simplest form of killing. You just have to think about what is life. And when you stop life, what is the word that we use to stop when we stop life? The word is killing. So if you are a Muslim and you understand life and what stopping life is called, and then you think about what God says, if you go through with this and you claim to be a Muslim, that makes you a hypocrite. And for you is hell. It is better to struggle with this child in this world if you are a Muslim, even if you are anybody. But this is specifically for the Muslim. It is better to struggle with this child in this world. You never know what God will make of this child. You never know what God will make of you. You don't know this. You should not kill them. How many poor people who had no hope, their children grow up to be famous, they grow up to be powerful, they grow up to be athletes and rich and whatnot. You cannot kill them. God tells you that this is a great wrong. And if you do this, you're going to hell. God says, "Foolish are those who kill their children without knowledge." Here is the knowledge. They are alive. And if you stop their life, you are killing them. Think about that. And if you are a Muslim, you really have no choice. So that's all I wanted to say. Now, for everybody else, you can't stop this with violence. You really can't. You can only stop it with education. And all effort should be made to remove this stupid word abortion from the vocabulary. And actually, if you're going to legislate anything, you have to legislate the usage of correct terminology that does not allow people to create cognitive dissonance from, when they do this. If they want to kill their children, they need to say so. They need to go to the clinic and say, I want to kill my child that is in my belly. I want to kill them. I want to kill them right now. And if they can sleep with that, if they can tolerate that, then let them do it. There's nothing you can do. In a current society, if this is what you want to combat, I think that is the only reasonable choice, because you will not succeed with anything else. Because the thinking is such that this is completely okay. And for you to legislate, stopping something that everybody believes is completely okay is not going to happen. And for you to use violence to stop it is not going to stop it. It is just going to make you look bad. It's about knowledge. Faith and religion are about knowledge. And God teaches us things. So we have to teach those around us these things. Because there are other people out here who want killing of children, who want certain populations not to multiply, who want this. And they are powerful. It's all about marketing. It's all about marketing. For the lack of a better word, God is selling a product, and so is the devil. And God's product is good. And the prophets, when you teach faith, it's all that is marketing. But the devil has a terrible product, but his marketing campaigns are good. He hides behind language, and it's that good to where you can literally hide the murder of children behind language to create a disconnect in people, and they go through with it massively. That is what abortion is. That is what God says about it. Foolish indeed are those who do this, and they are astray, and they are going to hell. And there's nothing anybody can do about that. Save yourselves. Don't do this. And don't put yourself in these situations. The lifestyle that you live, generally this is, being at that place is a byproduct of the lifestyle you are living, with the exception of few completely innocent women who have been raped. But those who have been or sexually assaulted or whatever, but those who made bad decisions and got themselves in this position, you shouldn't kill your child because of what you did. So think, especially as Muslims should never be in this position, because God forbids sexual immorality. But there is that a lot of people don't follow that either. So as a consequence, this is where we get. That's all.